Hey, what's up? How we doing there? It is Tuesday, the 2nd of August, and it is also 9 a.m. I have one more hour of this fast to go before I can just stuff my face. I've been to my fitness class from 6 till 7. I played football last night for a good hour, five-a-side, and so my belly is rumbling big time. I can't wait to eat. Yeah, like I said, I've got 1 hour left, and I'm literally counting down the minutes. But usually, the first couple of days I've done this intermittent fasting. Haven't been too bad. I haven't been that active, but now I'm kind of trying to be a bit more active. Yeah, it's quite tough when you're used to being able to eat whenever you want, but I'll get used to it. It'll take a week or so, and I'll come round to it. Yeah. So I just friggin' died at the gym today. Uh, I got there on the right time. Just did so much stuff that I'm just kind of worried. When you're like first, when you first go back to the gym after months, and you might do like a tricep workout and then some chest stuff, and the next day you just got that serious pain in your chest, and you can barely move your arms, you can't straighten them. Well, I've just done pretty much a chest, tries, back and buys workout. So tomorrow I'm dreading what it's going to be like when I wake up. But I'm going to try and hit the gym again tomorrow, though. So try and flush out those muscles, as they say, as I've been told is the phrase to use there. Um, but yeah, I guess it's 9 a.m. now. I'm just trying to get started with the day. I've got to speak to DGI today to try and organise um, the pickup of my dead Phantom 4 drone. I just want to say none of this was my fault. Like, I've never crashed it. I've always been very careful with it. But just one day as I was flying it, I don't know what happened. Like, it just kind of glitched, and ever since, you could never get a good video signal between like the controller, the iPad, and the drone itself, and it just wouldn't record stuff. So yeah, I was on support yesterday, like I said, and tried to figure it out with them, but they were like, "Nah, you've just got to take it in for repair." So pretty gutted, to be honest, but it's the sooner it's done, the better. So I got to chat to them about that. But pretty much today is kind of a day off until I figure out what I'm going to do. I can't really function at the minute until I have some food in me. Um, but yeah, I was going down my Facebook profile today. Do you ever get, like, I'm quite a, I hate the word or the words grammar Nazi, but like the amount of just terrible, terrible spell. Like, I was scrolling down my Facebook feed, which I'm starting to really get sick of Facebook now. After all the whole Brexit thing, and now the whole Hillary Trump thing, it's just so overly. It's so political, but it's just everyone's dumb opinions all thrown into one space, and I just can't do it. Everyone, no, you know what? I really do hate my generation. I think it's just a weak, whiny, whingy generation. Us millennials that we get called. I'm sick to death of it. No one takes anyone else's opinion and processes it and tries to think, oh, maybe they've got a point there. Everyone's just got their own opinion, and it's my way or the highway, and no one ever listens to each other anymore. You notice that? No one just sits down and has a conversation. And actually, everyone's listening for the other people, listening to other people in the conversation just so they can get their own point out afterwards. They're waiting for the break. No one's just having a decent conversation about stuff nowadays. At my age, all these guys and girls just have, I don't know. I don't have a horse in this Trump-Hillary race, but I do have a certain opinion on it. I've got a well. So here's my take on it. They're two terrible candidates. They're two people I'd be really scared if us in the UK were voting for them. They're two candidates that I think have been. I think there's something behind this. I think the election isn't rigged, but is put in place to where certain people can get certain advantages quite easily. So I personally don't think Hillary Clinton deserves the Democratic nomination. I think she's a wicked, a vile person. I think she's a sociopath. She's crazy. She's a liar. She is a criminal. There's no two ways about it. She is a criminal. But for someone who's worked in politics for over 30 years, she is one of the most out of touch people with the general population of the United States. She is so out of touch because she's constantly been in that rat race for years and years. I think it's set up for her to win. I don't think Trump's going to win. And I think it's just going to be more of the same. It's just going to be more of the government spying on us. She's just going to be their pawn. Let's be honest. What is she really going to do? What's she really going to change? Does she even have any ideas of changing anything? Does she have her own drive? Or is she just saying what people are telling her to say? And I've got to say, I've not heard one thing. When Obama was running, he was like, it's time for change. I want to change this. He brought in healthcare and all that stuff. What is she going to do? She's not. The amount of people who are voting for her because she's a woman, it's like, okay, yeah, have your female president, but don't make it this one. Don't make it this. But it's already set up. Hillary's winning, and the banks are in control, and there's nothing anyone can do about it. The reason I'd vote for Trump, my reason I would vote for Trump over Hillary Clinton, is the fact that I know if Clinton gets in office, nothing will change. Why I'd vote for Trump? A Trump nomination or Trump presidential election would spark such outrage, or I'm sure in the years to come he'd do stuff so outrageous, so disgraceful that it may spark some kind of revolution or debate, or at least people will fight for a change. I think with Trump in office. With Hillary in office, I think it'll be more the same, more corruption, more lies. And I think it's going to be the same with Trump. But at least with Trump, he aggravates people so much that people give a damn to want to change their lives and want to change the way it actually is. I think for example, if banks fucked up like they did in 2008 under Trump, I think there would be uproar, a lot more uproar, and there would be a lot more, the people would reject it a lot, way more than they did in 2008 under Obama. I think everything would be scrutinized, and eventually I think people would I hate the not rise up, but I think people would have so much hate and disdain for Trump that maybe there'd be a way of changing stuff. Maybe there will be fairer things if people voted against Trump. Maybe after suffer 4 years of crazy I don't even know if it's going to be crazy, but of ridiculous. So I don't think Trump will change much anyway, but because he's a figurehead there, I think maybe within the next 4 years there'll be enough kind of emotion towards kind of a political hierarchy that maybe people would want to change things. Under Hillary, it's just going to be another 4 years of just exactly the same. So that's my reason for voting Trump. I know, again, I would hope people would respect my opinion on this. I know people my age probably won't. They just come back, you friggin' racist, you misogynist. Am I? I think that sounds like maybe a flawed logical reason, but that's kind of my reason why I would vote Trump over Hillary. I think Hillary's a disgrace. What does she even offer? What does she even bring to the table? Apart from being a woman, is that it? Everyone says experience in government, experience with one of the most corrupt governments in the world. I think you don't want experience in government. I think you want someone who might come and try. I don't know. I think Americans' government and politics is so embedded in capitalism that it's just impossible for anyone to make any kind of change. Look at Obama with the gun laws. Like, just constantly, there's people getting mass murdered, suicides. And all he wants is just to go, can we just try and settle things down? Yet, what change can he even make? The president doesn't have as much power as everyone thinks they do. They get $400,000 a year. Wayne Rooney's on that a week. What change can they really make? I don't know. Whereas at least I think in the UK, if people don't like it, we actually get heard a lot more. Because America's such a big population, you guys have a lot less ability to kind of protest wrongdoings. Like if you look at us, if the whole junior doctors thing, all the junior doctors went on strike around the country. Whereas, I mean, imagine doing that in the States. We're just kind of like the size of one little state in the US. So, yeah, that's my take on Trump and Hillary. But I know Trump won't win. I know it'll be Hillary, and I know it'll be more the same because it's in their interest. It wasn't in their interest for Bernie Sanders to get anywhere near the presidential election, because maybe he'd change a few minds. Maybe he was telling the truth, and maybe he was quite a genuine guy about stuff. Yeah. You ever noticed, when was the last time the president actually was able to do something? Do you think Obama's done anything? Really, though? Anything? I think he's been a good president. I think he's a very likable guy. He's making a lot more appearances on, he appeals a lot to. He appeals to a lot of people, a broad range of different types of people. Where Hillary, I really don't know who she appeals to, and if it's women, or if it's young women, just please think about what you're doing. Think about who she really is. I'm like I say, I'm all for a female president, because personally I don't think they make much difference. But Hillary's terrible. I think she's a criminal. That should be enough. Do you know what track record you have to be a president? And she's leading a presidential campaign during a complete criminal scandal. If Obama had that all over his head, do you think he'd get anywhere near the presidential race? Or do you think he'd be trialed and prosecuted and he'd be forgotten about? I think she's got fingers in so many pies of other, congressmen, and it's just in everyone's best interest in terms of the U.S. government. It's in their best interest that Hillary wins. Yeah, I'd like to see Trump in office just going, you know what? No, let's do it my way. And I'd like to see how. Well, less so. I'd like to see. I'd be more interested to see how much the President Trump could get away with stuff. Not, yeah, he's. Sadly, I'd like to think that he wouldn't do most of the stuff he's try to say that he'd do. I'm just interested. I think he's a stronger guy than Hillary. Hillary's a complete sociopath, psychopath. You ever look at her eyes and her smile? Is there anything behind that? She looks like a ventriloquist dummy, Those wide eyes, the crazy smile. Is that appealing to people? Do you think they're one of you? I don't know. Oh well, I guess that's my rant over for the presidential election until probably November, where we find out how many votes Hillary actually gets. It's Hillary's game, set, and match already. They'll find something on Trump that dooms him, and this email scandal should have doomed Hillary. Do you know? So like, it just makes you wonder. The other Republican candidates. How did Trump get into this race? Or win that race so comfortably? I guess in a way he's a strong-minded guy. Maybe people saw that, but like, how did he actually win that race? That Ted Cruz guy backed out. I don't know. I read a quote somewhere that like, all the past living presidents, none of them endorsed Trump, and shouldn't that be a sign because they know what the job entails? And I'm like, yeah, they know what the job entails, and that they're as corrupt as anyone else. I'd like to be president. I'd like to see what's going on. But look at the JFK. You do anything? You try to change anything? You try to say, you try to change people's minds and kind of revolutionize. Then all of a sudden you're two in the back of the head. I don't know. You read that, or did you listen to the whole Kennedy speech? The one that says, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. If you ever listen to that whole speech, it's all about exactly what the opposite of what Hillary and Trump stand for. It's sad. I don't know, man. I think I have very little faith in a whole government. Sometimes, imagine if we just had a decent dictator. I think that would be the best. A guy who kind of down to earth, but what he said went. I don't know how that would work. It's probably something out of like a zombie apocalypse movie or something. I will. I'll speak to you tomorrow, probably this same time, where I will be, my shoulders and chest will all feel like they're completely bleeding. But yeah, leave in the comments below if you've got any more to say about the Trump-Hillary thing. I'd be really interested to read. And I'll speak to you tomorrow. Bye-bye. And I'll speak to you tomorrow. Bye-bye. And I'll speak to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.